Shariar, my journey at Aitchison College starts back in 1986. I joined Aitchison College as a raw young man, having very little information and a kind of educational career still at the doll's drum due to certain family circumstances. I would say that I didn't have much to support my own education, and there was nobody in the world that who could have supported it for me. So it's been a very tough journey all along, and now at this very stage when I'm the headmaster of the prep school, very proudly, I've spent around 38 years at Aitchison College. When I joined Aitchison College, I was attached to one of the head of the departments in computer department, who proved to be my mentor. I must name her, Madam Dorothy Iha. May Allah bless her soul and may she rest in peace now. She has been my mentor. She taught me, she encouraged me to keep on developing myself, adding value to myself. And I continued with my education with her help, actually, if you really ask me. She is the one who was my mentor, who supported me in many different ways. I would work during the day. In the evenings, I would go and I would teach some students, earn a little bit of money, and at night I would go to professors to pay their tuition fee, and this is how I completed my education. It was indeed a tough journey, but nonetheless, I'm glad at this stage of my life. I have worked in various capacities at Aitchison College, right from the assistant to the head of the department, then rising my status to a trainee teacher, and then becoming a full-time teacher at Aitchison College, and later on I became the head of computer science department. I remained the examination controller for all three schools. I've been dealing with the Cambridge CAIE now directly through the British Council, of course, but directly been communicating with the CAIE. Then later on, I've been the chairman of the discipline committee for senior school, and I was promoted to the status of the deputy headmaster of senior school. And then in 2019, Mr. Michael Thompson thought that prep school needed my services. He said, you are the one who has got the ability to turn that place around. And now I've spent around 6 years at prep school as a headmaster. And I'm proud to inform you that I've turned this place into a happy place, equally for students as well as for teachers. Every day I see these boys going home with happy faces. It's not that we sing for them or we dance for them or we provide them with a lot of refreshments. It's because they are happy about their achievements during the day. So every day these boys and these teachers are achieving something. Every day they're contributing, they're adding value to themselves and to the school as well. Yes, Shariar, to be very honest, yes. As I mentioned it earlier on, that these boys, and definitely when I'm referring to boys, I'm actually referring to students, and definitely boys and girls, they are included. At this age, in the year 2024, these boys and girls are experiencing a journey on a super highway of information. It's a super highway. The information is flooding upon their brains from all different directions. And definitely they realize that at a point that my teacher, my parents, they probably don't know this. It's a new development. So they're not keeping themselves abreast with what's going on in the world. So this information gives them a kind of a sense of pride that they know more than us, And as I said, the information is not equal to wisdom. It's very different. Wisdom is very different ball game. So yes, at this stage, mentorship is rather more important than ever. because this information which comes to them is mostly unverified, unauthenticated. So here the need arises that there ought to be somebody as a mentor to give them the tools to analyze this information and draw positive and true conclusions. And also to tell them that this information, for instance, I'll quote an example. You know, this North Pole, let's say somebody's living in the North Pole, and North Pole, you know, it's all covered with snow and ice. Plants don't grow there, grass doesn't grow there. And somebody goes to North Pole to that person living there and tells him that, you know, the grass is always red. Okay, the information flew to that person. It is relayed to that person who has never seen grass. Should he believe that the grass is always red? A same example applies here. The information that is coming to these youngsters is grass is sometimes always red. So probably they tend to believe it. There ought to be somebody who needs to tell them, look my dear, grass isn't always red. It can be red, but it's not always red. So here, yes, the need for mentorship is more than it has been in the history. Yeah.
Who would you say was your mentor?
My mentor, there are many indeed. My most significant one was Madam Dorothy Iha. She was my head of the department, head of computer science department. Other than that, I worked with many headmasters. They were all very significant people, and they all helped me learn new things. Similarly, when I joined Aitchison College, I was lucky to have some very good seniors who always stepped forward and guided me in the right direction. I have many, but most significant is Madam Dorothy. I would say this is the most important stage of one's life, one's educational career. Because at this stage, the boys are in a transition. The girls and the boys both. When I say boys, I mean students. I mean children of this age. They are in a transition. They are leaving the childhood behind, all right, and they're approaching the adulthood. Now, at this particular crucial stage, they're neither children nor adults, all right. So this is somewhere in the middle. At times when they feel that it suits them, they act like children, all right. And at times when they find out that it suits them, they act like adults. So it's a kind of a mixture. Many of the students at this age, they become confused. They are probably not, mostly rather, it's not probably, they're definitely, most of them are not conscious of, they don't realize, they don't have knowledge that they are going through a natural change. And this change is physical, it's mental, it's emotional, all right? So this is the stage where teachers and parents, they need to approach them with the greatest of sensitivities. They ought to be dealt with kindness. We don't need to suppress them. We need to guide them. We don't need to impose upon them. We need to convince them. So this is, I would say, it's a very, very crucial stage. This stage decides whether a student goes astray or a student goes on the right Sirat-e-Mustaqim or the right path. So this is the most crucial stage. I'm sure junior school doesn't experience this. I'm sure senior school doesn't experience this. But this stage is like, it's like very, very difficult. It's like very, very difficult. Every student has its own different, peculiar, I would say, to one student needs that ought to be addressed with patience and kindness. And one must take a sensitive approach towards it. So, yeah.
How would you say boredom benefits students as a whole?
Yes, as a whole, I think boarding plays a very positive role in one's development. Last year, I accompanied an educational trip to Turkey, and a part of the contingent was boarders. And I had first-hand experience practically when I saw these boarders. That means 7 o'clock means 7 o'clock. So they were all, if I would say tomorrow morning, all boys to get ready at 7 o'clock sharp, and we need to board a bus. So boarders without fail were the ones who were ready by 7 o'clock sharp. They proved to be more disciplined, they proved to be more understanding, they proved to be more empathized, they proved to be more helpful. So I think the boarding house is teaching, other than the academics, it is teaching these boys the life skills, the interpersonal skills. And I think boarding houses are contributing very positively to the development of these youngsters. And I would say that I couldn't disagree with your question that it actually differs. Aitchison College is, I would say it's very significant that Aitchison College has 200 acres of land right in the heart of the city. Aitchison College has its vast sporting fields, a very well-trained and qualified staff. The facilities are matchless. Even the equestrian uses. I don't think there is any other school other than a couple of one in Murray Hills and one in somewhere towards the this side. I mean, it's Western. No, it's not Western. In some part of Punjab, there are two schools which offer this facility. But Aitchison College is a unique institution which provides its boys equal opportunities in sports, in co-curricular, and in academics. And I would say that as a teacher, I would say that I attach the similar level of value to all these three areas of development. And Aitchison College is playing quite a significant role. So one message that I would like to give to Aitchisonians is the same message I would like to pass it on to all Aitchisonians, which I received from a very wise person, that even in the year 2024, honesty is still the best policy.